Hey friends, Sam Haymart for Test Driven TV. Today we're test driving the 2015 Volkswagen Jetta TDI. It's got a brand new engine for this year and a number of updates inside and out that make it more appealing and perhaps a bit more competitive than before, so let's have a look.
For 2015, Jetta isn't yet part of the new MQB family of cars, but receives several running updates in style, starting with a redesigned grille and bumper. On Jetta TDI, the grille now has active shutters to improve aerodynamics at speed. Our tester had the available for 2015 adaptive by Xenon headlights, which now have a more upscale look and light the way much better at night. LED daytime running lights dress it up as well as its optional fog lights mounted down below. At the rear, Jetta gets a new trunk lid, taillights, and bumper design. The trunk lid features an integrated spoiler line which extends nicely into the rear fenders. Our SEL tester had the larger 17-inch Lancaster alloy wheels, which seem well proportioned for the Jetta. Updates to the Jetta's cabin, particularly with the up-level SEL, raise the bar for style. A new instrument cluster has a dual tunnel design that looks more expensive and offers up an informative center information screen. A new leather-wrapped multifunction steering wheel and redesigned air vent controls are highlighted by a new piano black and chrome trim treatment that's modern and tasteful. Ambient lighting's a nice touch too. The Jetta SEL comes standard with VTEX leatherette seating surfaces on the 6-way power driver's seat and on the manual front passenger chair. No leather is currently available in the TDI at any trim grade. The seats are plenty comfortable and the leatherette does pass pretty close to the real thing. Standard here too is the top-of-the-line Fender Premium audio system with navigation and touchscreen interface. A backup camera, Volkswagen CarNet connected services, and Bluetooth connectivity are there, but still no USB port.
I really do like the interior enhancements that they've done for the 2015 model year here. Just the change in finishes, just the new steering wheel and this instrument cluster go a long way to making this car feel a lot more upscale than it did before. And before, the Jetta was known for being, well, a little austere inside, so these are changes that I welcome quite a bit, and they do make this interior feel a lot more the German sedan that Volkswagen sells this as. Now, this infotainment system here, even though the Fender sound system is absolutely great, the quality of the sound, awesome. This user interface still really lags behind, let's just say that. Just simple things like trying to store your presets, trying to use your presets. The user experience of the touchscreen is just slow and it's clunky, and the menus are just so more difficult than they need to be.
Our Jetta had the driver assistance and lighting package, which includes for 2015 a blind spot monitor, rear traffic alert, forward collision warning, and a park distance control. All of these systems work quite well and, best of all, unobtrusively. Rear seat room is one of Jetta's strong points, with a longer wheelbase than most of its competitors. Legroom and headroom are top of the class, as is the cargo space in its trunk.
Now, if you've never driven one of these TDI engines before, you're going to find that this thing really isn't that much noisier, that much more coarse than some of the latest direct injection gas engines. And so, while a lot of people think they're noisy, they're really not. This is actually a very quiet and smooth engine for a diesel. Now, that said, if you've driven TDIs before, you will notice this new 2015 E288 is a little bit quieter and a little bit smoother, not to mention the fact that it does have a few more horsepower. I really like the way it works with this 6-speed. Compared to the earlier generation, I do find that this combination of the manual and the engine shifts a little bit smoother. It's just a little bit easier to rev and work with when you're in the daily grind.
The new for 2015 EA288 TDI engine is 2 liters like before, but breathes better, offering up 150 horsepower and 236 pound-feet of torque. With the 6-speed manual, the EPA estimates 46 mpg highway, 31 mpg city, and 36 mpg combined.
You know, one thing this has that's actually quite helpful is an upshift indicator. And if you're not used to driving a diesel car with a manual transmission, you'd be surprised to find out it really wants you to shift a lot earlier than you might expect. In a gas car, you might want to shift at about, 2,500 to 3,000 RPM. That's what feels natural to most people. This car, it wants you to upshift at about 12 to 1500 RPM. And it just doesn't feel natural at first. It takes some getting used to, but you know something? That's the way you save fuel in this thing. Once you learn to sort of follow its directions, it's not going to lug, it's not going to stall. It just sort of rolls along. In fact, right now I'm going 1200 RPM in 6th gear, and I'm rolling along through a neighborhood. When this generation Jetta first came out a few years ago, it had a twist beam rear axle out back, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but it's not nearly as precise as the multi-link suspension that's now standard back there. That was something that was reserved only for the high-performance Jetta GLI, and thankfully in the last year or so, they've made it standard here in the TDI as well as across the Jetta line. And so what does that give you? Well, when you're on a curvy road like this and really laying into the corners, it just gives you a more precise feel. It gives you a more sure-footed response when you put it into transitions from one side to the other, and it just generally has a better composure over bumpier surfaces.
The IIHS rates the 2015 Jetta TDI as a top safety pick plus due to a new front crash structure design. It achieved a good rating on all tests, including the new small offset crash. The addition of its optional crash prevention systems enabled it a plus designation.
Well, folks, as we wrap it up for the Jetta this week, I got to tell you, I like this car, but in all honesty, I got to tell you, I am already a Volkswagen guy. I've owned a few of them. I've owned a few TDIs, so this feels like home to me. So it really should come as no surprise that this car will go on our iBuy list for 2014. I like it that much. Now, as we look at our specs here, as you can tell, we're just under $30,000, but the big number is we hit 44 mpg in our observed fuel economy for the week. That's pretty good when you consider it's only rated at 36, but I followed the little minder's directions here, even though it took a little bit of getting used to, and it wasn't that hard to achieve. So there's that. Now, as you look at how we scored on our stars for the week, it comes up pretty good, except for that infotainment system still just bugs me. It's difficult to use, even though the sound system is quite awesome. The other thing is, still some hard plastics in here. Even though they really improved this interior, there are just a few areas I think it still could use a little bit of shining up. Outside of that, this car gets 4.5 stars for our week. I'm Sam Haymart for Test Driven TV. I hope you enjoyed the ride.